Hey y'all, this is Drew, aka the Bushcraft Dad, and today we're all talking about the Toaks 1100 and the wood burning stove system that Toaks also sells. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So today just got done raiding. I've been camping since Saturday or Friday, and it got down pretty chilly. We bought about a cord of wood. Long story short, we had fun with a few friends, came over, some other friends, made some new friends, met some new people, good times. But I was having fun, so I didn't have time to play with any toys or do any hunting. So that's what I've been doing now, fishing and hunting. Had crappie for breakfast, and I didn't get any catfish. So we're gonna be discussing first the Toaks 1100. So it comes with these little cool sacks. Y'all probably seen that. And the stove system, this is the large one now. I got this from REI. This is not promoted. This was I purchased it myself to do my own test run, so this will be a non-biased test run. This little spoon here I got. I don't know where I got this, but I used to use this for this little spork for coffee and whatnot. I have 3 things nested in my cook system, so I haven't used it yet, which you'll see. I've used the 1100 and I've used this coffee cup here, which is, again, this is a Toaks. I'm not sure of the weight on it, but I can tell you it's all under a pound, that's for sure, I think. Not that it matters, it goes in my bush bag. Got this little Toaks here, and I put these little heat shrinks on here for when it's too hot so I can drink, you know. It works for me. I don't know, you guys do what you do, but I don't put this directly with a fire, so I don't need to worry about that melting off. But that nests in there. Like I said, the cook kit nests in there. Now this table's damp because it just rained, so I'll be able to do this on here. So I figured I'd give myself a good launch point to start this review off. So this is the Toaks large wood burning stove. As you can see, I have yet to use it. Look how clean that is. We're about to change that right now. But even though I'm fixing to burn this thing, I just want to give you guys a look at how it all comes apart, comes together. So I believe you just slide that in here, or is it vice versa? Slide that in here. There we go. Yeah, slide that in here. Yep, place that in here, push down, and that's it. Then cup sits on top. I thought it came with some bars for fixing it on there, but apparently not. It's all right though. We'll make do. So you're gonna want to fix your log setup here. So again, you can do it the easy way or the hard way with the whole thing set up, but you want to fill up your burn chamber. And I got a whole bunch of little logs, little sticks here split up. So I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. And you want to leave some air flow between each of these little sticks so you get a good burn. That's typically how it works with these wood burning systems. Should give you a decent amount of air or burn time. And just to give you guys a size reference, this Mora blade, I think it's a 6-inch blade. You can see there, these are about 3 inches, I'd say, 2.5. That's how large my burn radius is gonna be, or my sticks for my burn radius are. Not too crazy. And I'm only boiling some water. Just keep filling her in. Very good. Reorganize here. There we go. So next thing I want to do, I got my homemade fire starter. I'm not wasting any of my natural tinder, which is just cotton ball and Vaseline mixed up. Easy to light. Put it in the heart here, make sure there's air. Obviously you can do this with any other kind of kindling and whatnot, but I'm only using my kindling when I'm out in a training or survival situation. Right now I'm just doing a product demo. I ain't gonna waste perfectly good kindling. There we go. Perfect. The rest of this can be just fodder. And the reason I cut it like this, just to show y'all, see how that slides in? That's your feed chamber right there. So when that's up on here, just keep feeding the fire just like that. Easy peasy. All right, slide it through. And we're gonna get this inaugural burn going. We'll get this thing filled up here to the brim with some water. Okay, so while I went to get some water, I got these off my other little box stove, which I used a while back. I've used quite frequently actually, but on a video, I mean, I used a while back. And just to show y'all, I did have that filled with up to 800 milliliters of water. I don't need no 1100, but got it all filled up. And I do have these little stove arms here for my pot to sit on. They should work just as well. Just make sure they're lined up well. And there we go. So we're gonna go ahead, get this lit. And I'll let you guys take a look at the inside and see how the gasification process starts. So you can see that burn's going pretty good. It's not gasified yet. I'm not gonna waste that fire. I'll put water on. See if it can do the job. It is a moderately windy day. Not too bad. But at first you won't really need to get the fire feeding if you stuff it the way I did. Think of it as like a little barrel, or like the Swedish torch method, where you stack the logs together and light it from the inside, so the airflow is going up, pushing the air out, so you get a cleaner burn. You notice there's no smoke, or very minimal. Okay, we're another couple minutes in. I just wanted to show you guys, this is about the amount of wood I used for what I put inside there when I processed down. I still have about a good few chunks of it left over here, about 4 or 5 chunks left over here. So it's about that much left. That's about how much I put in from here to here, just to give you guys a good understanding. It's probably about the size of a softball, and that's all you need. And I almost 100% believe this is going to come to a boil. Look at that, it's almost there. And once it caught on and the airflow went up, I give it a little tiny air from the bottom, it really gasified all around. Now I've watched other videos, and I've been out on trail where I've seen other people who've used these, and they toss them into like the hiking bin because they just can't stand the process. And that might have been the smaller one, but I mean, it's all about patience and processing. I mean, if you want to worry about all weather conditions, and you know, just got to find dry wood. It's out there. Scrape down a stick, you'll find it. You know, get a nice thick 1 inch, 1.5 inch stick with your pocket saw. You will find some dry wood on the inside. You just got to work it down, process it. And it's really not that much. Maybe what, 5, 10 at most, 10 minutes of processing to get the wood down. And this thing is pushing out a lot of heat. So, I mean, if it's cold, your hands will definitively get warm. It's a nice little hand warmer, nice little fire to take on trail with you or your kids. And this is the 1100, like I said earlier, the Toaks 1100. And this whole thing nests together with this little titanium coffee cup here. And this is a 450 milliliter, sorry, 50 milliliter. Yep, 450. my little spork. So you can have your oatmeal on trail, your coffee, what have you. I'm about to have some tea, but I'm gonna have to give this cook system some credit. I mean, we're almost out of roll and boil. Oh yeah, once I fed it one more log, it shot. Look at that. We had a boil. That got the water up to a nice, easy roll and boil. You could set it on there just like that. Beautiful. And you can see it's fully gasified. Look at that. All around. So all I had to do was throw one more piece in the feed chamber and it locked on. Might as well just burn what we got. I moved her to the ground because she was getting a little hot under the table. And it's still burning. No need to keep it up on there. Risk the table catching on fire. So you can see it's still gasifying pretty much around this side here and right there, a little bit out here on here, but overall it's been running for over, I don't know, 15 minutes, still going off that one little softball chunk. So that's pretty impressive bird time considering how cold it is right now. All right, I didn't videotape the whole thing for you guys, but it's out. I mean, it's still got very hot charcoals in there, and it is burning very hot, like all the way up to where my hand is, which is about 12 inches off. I can feel an immense amount of heat. So yeah, it's a rather impressive little unit. And like I said, for a softball chunk of wood, about your hand size, good amount of those processed up. Get your dry wood. As long as you got dry wood in there, you'll be all right. And if you're hiking out in a forest like the AT or any trails that is loaded with trees, raining or not, you can find dry wood. So this is not a bad option for a backpacker if you're experienced, but I'm going to tell you, it does take the know-how how to get this process started. If you try putting wet wood in here, I can imagine it'd be much harder, smoke a lot more, and probably take a lot longer for that gasification process to pick up. So know your materials, know what you're doing, tinker around. But from my first test, I'd say this is definitely a tinker stove. You got to find that sweet spot of gasification, and when you do, you can just start adding logs and we'll tear it up, just like any normal gasification stove. I appreciate you all watching. If you like this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so you can be updated every time we upload a new video. As always, stay safe out there, guys. Remember, practice your skills, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.